Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Emergency fucking pitch!
Emergency pitch!
Breaking news! Breaking fucking news!
We had to come out of hiatus for this.
I know. We're supposed to be in Maui sipping Mai Tais.
I know. We're supposed to be on a fucking break, bro.
We're on a break. We're supposed to be on a break.
Yeah.
And just like an annoying fucking ex,
we're
being hit up right now. We're breaking no contact. Hi guys. Hi.
Okay, hi.
There's a problem.
There is a problem.
There's a problem. In the city of Los Angeles. And so this concerns all of you who live in the city of Los Angeles.
We cannot vote in the city of Los Angeles.
Actually, neither of us technically lives in the city of Los Angeles.
But you
even though
might be able to.
Even though I should.
Yeah, you should.
Even though I should.
You should. You live so close to downtown.
Let me just say, I live closer to downtown Los Angeles than most Westwood neighborhoods. Or most West LA neighborhoods. I live closer to downtown Los Angeles than Westwood.
Right.
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 And I can't vote.
These West Side fucking bitches.
These West Side fucking bitches.
Ugh, God.
Right. Why can someone in Tarzana vote, but I can't? Right. Excuse me?
Right. Okay. Like,
excuse me? Anyway.
Literally bordering East LA.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
And they can't even vote in this election either.
Right.
Because they're an unincorporated community.
Exactly. Except LA is literally part of that name.
Right.
Like, okay.
Right. Well, okay.
Actually, that's all so serious.
Here's the fucking problem.
Right.
The mayor's election is coming up.
Yeah.
The mayor of Los Angeles, her election is coming up.
And Karen Bass threatens to be reelected.
And Karen Bass not only threatens, is very likely to get reelected right now.
We know this cannot happen.
This can't happen. Okay, and we're going to talk about this. So this is our first segment. Fuck you, Karen Bass.
Yes. Sorry.
Wait, we didn't even get into our intro.
We didn't.
Hold on.
No, we're actually so into this right now.
Actually, we're so into this. You know, I don't care. No intro today.
No, it's an emergency pitch.
It's an emergency
Breaking
pitch.
news.
Okay, this is going to be very rawly edited, okay?
Oh my God, wait. We're the intro, like the title card. We should just put like sirens.
What if someone's listening to this while they drive? Excuse me.
Right. We'll do the minion siren. Like the
right.
Yeah. That might be copyrighted, but
Karen Bass is currently the mayor of Los Angeles. She's served in her role for almost 4 years now. She was elected in 2022 against I think he's a billionaire developer, Rick Caruso, who I personally hate. Lesser of two evils type shit. And she has opened up a deficit in the city of Los Angeles. She has defunded street lighting programs, defunded street repaving programs in favor of putting more funding into LAPD. And it now makes up half of the city's operating budget.
Right.
We also have some of the least amount of officers we've ever had as well.
Right.
And so not only has the budget gone up, they're getting paid more.
Okay.
Like, okay, girl. All right. So she's a mess.
She is a mess.
Project Inside
Genuinely
Safe.
A mess.
Project Inside Safe, her solution to homelessness has cost billions with a B dollars.
Yeah. Let's talk about her solution to homelessness, by the way, which is just to like kill homeless people.
Okay.
Well, okay,
hold
not
on.
to kill homeless
her
people.
Solution to homelessness, I do think, has some merit to it.
Okay.
It's partnering with hotels and other apartment buildings to provide temporary housing for homeless people.
Right.
The problem is that the project is so big and costs billions of dollars. There's a lot of corruption in it. Yes. A lot of these people are developers who are taking money from the city to be part of Project Inside Safe, but are not housing any homeless people.
Right.
And so, yes, we've seen a small reduction in homelessness under Karen Bass. The first time in years, by the way. We haven't had a reduction in homelessness in over 10 years until now.
Right. But
for how much it's cost to get here, this is not a good project.
Right.
The problem is that Project Inside Safe has good ideas, but it is not being paired with new housing in the city.
Right.
Right? We have temporary housing, but we don't have a permanent solution.
Yeah.
Right. So, that's...
But also, like, fuck homeless people, I need to film an advertisement.
Right.
Like,
Like the Christy Nome of it all, if
the
you
Christy
will.
Nome of it all, yeah.
So, that's maybe the biggest thing
Mhm.
that the city of Los Angeles is talking about going into this election. And it was
Right.
the biggest thing that we were talking about 4 years ago
Mhm.
going into the election. And 8 years ago going into that
Right.
election is the exploding homelessness crisis in in California as a whole, but
Mhm.
Southern California specifically.
Yeah.
Um and so obviously this is very much a heated topic, and a
Yeah.
lot of people have different ideas as to what solves homelessness.
Mhm.
Some much less humane than others. And
Gavin Newsom.
so you would think
Yeah.
that this would be the thing that every single candidate is talking about.
Right.
But it's not.
Right.
Because last year, in January of last year, fires wrecked multiple neighborhoods in the city of Los Angeles, the Pacific
Mhm.
Palisades, the Eaton fire up in Altadena, which technically not
Mhm.
part of the city of Los Angeles. Still,
Los Angeles still feels its
Los
effects.
Angeles City was involved in the fire response for that fire.
Mhm.
So multiple major fires throughout the city of Los Angeles, including in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
And her response to these fires was very criticized, famously criticized. She was not in the city of Los Angeles during these fires. She was in Ghana. Even though she knew most of the city was in red flag alert during this time.
Mhm.
She was also fired our chief of fire during the time. During
Right.
all this, before the fires were even out, she fired her.
Mhm.
Even though she was seen as a real leader during that time.
Right.
And she the fire chief openly criticized Mayor Bass multiple times during this whole event, which is why we believe she got fired.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, not taken super well. Many homes were lost in the Palisades.
Mhm.
And one home belonged to reality TV star Spencer Pratt. You may know Spencer Pratt from a show called The Hills. He famously plays a douchebag.
So he's not really acting now, is he?
He's not acting. He's not.
Right.
He also
He launched reality and reality TV.
Right. He launched his campaign talking about how he's currently living in an Airstreamer, which is like a mobile home.
Wow.
In his dad's front yard in Santa Barbara. And he's running because he believes that Karen Bass's response to the Palisades fire was bad, which is true.
Which is true.
And he's saying he's gonna come in and fix all these systems. That is his whole thing.
Right.
I do have some breaking news though. We found out he's actually not living in that Airstreamer, and he's living in the Beverly Hills Hotel. And this is crazy because his whole thing was that he was living in a little mobile home in Santa Barbara, but he's living in the Beverly Hills Hotel. Like girl.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Look. There's nothing wrong with living in a hotel. Like,
there's nothing wrong.
Even I don't think there's anything wrong with living in a hotel. If you have to, like, just admit it. Be upfront about it.
Look.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And you're living in one of the nicest hotels in the city.
Yeah, and it's also like obviously he's trying to say like, oh, I live in a mobile home to garner like sympathy points and stuff like that. But it's like, it's equally shitty to live in a hotel.
Right. It's not your home. We understand.
We understand that it's not your home. You may be rich beyond what most of us can fathom.
Oh, that's another thing. He's rich off of inherited money.
Right. Yeah. But I'm like, look, obviously the Angelinos are not going to vote for you based on that, right?
Right.
Because like you just don't share like common experiences with most Angelinos.
So
but it's like there is no shame in admitting that like your life is still negatively impacted, and like be truthful about how your life has been negatively impacted by Karen Bass's, policies.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip them apart just a little bit more.
Okay, let's hear it.
He famously spent, I think, a few $100 million during 2012 because he thought the world was ending because of the Mayan calendar thing.
What was I doing in 2012? I was like 7.
Yeah, we were like 7. Or maybe tens of millions. Mm-hmm. Sorry. He also sells crystals. Buys and sells crystals. I really... there's nothing more I can say about this man that there's actually nothing nice I can really say about him because he's kind of dumb.
Are we sure that like not at least like a significant portion of his proceeds, do we think it's because of the Etsy witches?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure he has an Etsy store. So anyway, homosexual. Okay, sorry.
Like, okay. No. Let's hear it. No. I'm just like, okay, like Mama the Etsy witches,
right?
For, like buying his shirt. Maybe. Do you think he contributed to the cursing of or the hexing of Mr. Charlie Kirk?
Well, suddenly I like this guy a lot more.
Hey, Spencer Pratt, if your crystals work.
If we're led to believe your crystals work. No.
Yeah, send me a box.
Let me get into our last candidate here. There's more than just these three. The thing is that these three are the front runners. Right now, Karen Bass is leading in the polls, and Spencer Pratt is in a deadlock with NITHYA Raman. And so
is it Raman or Ramen?
It's Raman.
Ramen. Okay.
Yeah. So she is a current council member serving the Silver Lake and Echo Park districts. She is an urban planner by trade. She got her degree from MIT, and she is of Indian descent, and she is also an immigrant in the city. So in the past, the Democratic Socialists of America have supported her. Their relationship is a little contentious. The LA charter of the DSA is famously not that good. But that's besides the point. They actually have not endorsed anyone in this race.
Okay.
They said vote for NITHYA, but this is not an endorsement of her. We think that both her and Ray Huang are socialist enough or whatever, something like that.
Okay.
And so obviously she's a very further left candidate than the other two. And her claim to fame is that her district has seen a 53% decrease in homelessness since she took office.
Period.
And that's by using logical solutions to homelessness, like putting them into temporary housing through projects like Inside Safe. She has taken advantage of Inside Safe, and she's made that known, that she has used the resources available to her district by having her office go out and talk to homeless people on the street and connect with them and build rapport with them so that these homeless individuals know that they're not alone and that they have resources to take advantage of, which is a big thing. A lot of people who are experiencing homelessness do not know they have resources to reach out to.
Yeah, it's like I really don't understand why the main way that we're tackling the homelessness issue, right, is usually through like all these programs that like connecting with the homeless population is never really a focus of all of this.
Yes.
Right? We're like, oh, like we're putting in but all of these projects are doomed to fail because the people who need them don't know that they exist.
Exactly.
Right? Because like the way that they're announced is never through a way that like that will ever reach them. It's only announced through like ways that it'll reach, homeowners and people who live in places. And it's like the only reason why I could think of, well, obviously besides like, like bad planning, right? You also like, it might also make it so that people who live in like homes and like have residency, they start to feel bad about like funding things that ultimately won't work. But the thing is like the issue is that they're designed that way, right? Like they're designed ultimately to fail because they're not reaching the people they need to.
Exactly. And then it's also when we have temporary housing, that is by nature temporary. We're not expecting people to live here forever. And that needs to be matched with permanent housing solutions.
Yeah.
If I have 50 people in temporary housing, but I only have 1 unit of permanent housing, that's 49 people going back onto the streets because we can't hold them forever. And that's just the reality of what's happening in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
LA has a 5.4% vacancy rate throughout the entire city, some of the lowest vacancy rates in the country. This is a very unhealthy thing for a city. It means that developers and like building owners are increasing rents to meet demand, and it's making the city wildly unaffordable. I mean, it's like simple supply and demand here, where it's like
there's just no supply.
An insane amount of demand, not enough supply. LA has some of the highest overcrowding rates in the country. We have the highest rent in the country, and we have the lowest vacancy rate. And that is why we're in the situation we're in. So the reason we're here is because we cannot have Karen Bass 2.0.
We cannot have Karen Bass
and
to Electric Boogaloo.
According to the latest polls, unless NITHYA RAMAN is in second place on the ticket going into the runoff in November, Karen Bass will win re-election. Because the polls are saying Spencer Pratt has no way of winning this election.
Yeah.
But he won't drop out. He won't. Because he truly believes he has a chance. Even though in every poll he loses in a landslide to Karen Bass. NITHYA RAMAN has multiple polls out that say that she has a chance of beating Karen. This is who progressives in the city should rally behind. But right now the voting is split.
Right now the progressive vote
is extremely split. And so we're going to talk about that now.
We're going to talk about it. There is a secret player in this race.
There is a secret player in this race. And look, we don't bash women here.
We don't.
We do not bash women here. And I don't believe she is a bad person. I do think she is a bit misguided.
Yeah.
And I think she's a bit, she's really seeking the attention of it all. I do believe. Yeah. And we're talking about Ray Huang.
Miss Ray Huang.
And look, she, I would say, is even further left than NITHYA RAMAN. She has ideas that would fundamentally change the structure of city government in Los Angeles. She would have social housing. She's pushing more on social housing than just a free market, whereas NITHYA is more of a free market kind of person. And so this is, she's obviously the socialist incarnate, if you will.
Yeah. She is kind of what she's the
poster child of socialism.
Yeah. Or at least the socialism movement in
America.
The socialist movement in America.
Which is also just largely populism.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't call what Ray Huang is doing populism. She does lean more into true socialist ideology, whereas someone like NITHYA is more similar to like the Sauron of LA, of these populist ideas. And what I mean by populist is policies that are just largely agreed upon.
Very just agreeable politics.
Need more housing.
Yeah.
Solve homelessness using pragmatic solutions, right? These aren't new ideas. These are just ideas that we still have yet to put to the test, that someone is just coming out and saying, let's do this.
Yeah.
Look, before we get into the whole socialism debate, there will never be a Zohran Mamdani of LA. And the one reason is that LA has a weak mayoral system. That does not mean the mayor does nothing in the city of Los Angeles. She has a lot of power in the city of Los Angeles, but she does not act like an executive the way the mayor of New York, the way the mayor of San Francisco, or any other major U.S. city does. Just need to get that out of the way. Yeah. She acts more like a prime minister than a president. I think is the best way I can put that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Ray Huang. She's also well studied in a lot of these socialist beliefs. She's worked on housing organizations. Some more controversial than others. Some have been linked to actually reduced housing rates in the city of Los Angeles.
Right.
But I do believe a lot of it is in good faith. I do believe a lot of it comes from the idea that, displacement is real. When we upzone neighborhoods, we can potentially see gentrification. Yeah. I mean, it's what happened in Silver Lake, and it's what happened in Chinatown, and it's what's happening, or it's what could be happening in Little Tokyo. The thing is a lot of this while good faith, is a bit uneducated.
Yeah.
Gentrification happens when we upzone, when we've allowed housing prices to explode in neighborhoods, when we allow single-family homes to remain until they are unaffordable to the people living in them, that when new apartments get built, they get displaced.
Yeah. In other words, basically, like, that's what happens when we resist change until it's far too late.
Right.
Right. That's just a consequence. Like, gentrification is really honestly just a consequence of a community's inability or refusal to change until it's far too late for anything to happen, and then that's when gentrification sets in. But if you as a community, or if like we, I guess, as a community, are willing to change and adapt over time in order to meet the needs that we have to, gentrification, it's not that it's not going to be an issue, but it's something that we are more fortified against.
Yes, it's something that we can grow with, that we have the ability to make decisions on. So this is really important to me because obviously my family is native to LA. We lived in Silver Lake for a very, very long time. Silver Lake used to be a very Hispanic neighborhood for a very long time. And they really resisted a lot of change, and Silver Lake was single-family homes for a very long time. And then prices got too expensive. Silver Lake is very close to the inner city. And we didn't upzone fast enough. And now so many homeowners there could not afford the houses they were living in. My grandparents included. We could not afford to keep paying for prime real estate in the city of Los Angeles on such a big lot in the city of Los Angeles. And eventually they had to sell their houses and move out to the suburbs because new apartments were getting built, and these apartments were getting filled with white folk. And that's not their fault. That is not white people's fault. They're just following cheap rent. But the reason that we couldn't move in was because our house was the one getting torn down.
Right.
Whereas if we specifically target density in our communities and we allow for change and growth, we don't have to see gentrification like this. I think one of the most what's a good example of this in the city of Los Angeles? There's not really many because the entire city has resisted change for so long.
I guess you could talk about like Mariachi Plaza.
Mariachi Plaza is actually a good example, So Mariachi Plaza used to be, I mean, we've talked about it on the show before, actually. Boyle Heights is a big Hispanic neighborhood. Always has been. Used to have a larger Jewish population in the past, but it's strongly Hispanic now. And in the early 2000s, Metro wanted to open the subway to the east side. And so they built new stations on Soto in Mariachi Plaza and heading east towards East LA. And instead of resisting new density around the Metro stop, the community opened their arms to it. And we see new buildings going up, new apartment complexes. And these apartment complexes aren't filled with gentrifiers and gentrified businesses and corporate ideas. They're filled with other Hispanic folk in the neighborhood. Because prices still aren't unaffordable in that neighborhood yet. And they have a chance to adapt and get a say in the change that's made there. So sorry, that was a long tangent.
It's okay. That is very needed.
But it's a needed context here.
Because what LA needs is, I guess, more affordable housing, right? We need basically just more housing units,
right?
Because we don't have enough for the people that live here, and because of that, housing has become so unaffordable.
Exactly.
Right. Like,
and
sorry, no.
I mean, look, homelessness. The homelessness crisis is the housing crisis.
Yes, they are two sides of the same coin.
They are the same thing.
It's a direct, like, the homelessness crisis is a direct result of the fact that we just do not have enough housing.
Exactly.
And then also the rising housing rent market is also
pushing more people out of their homes.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's also a result of the fact that we just, again, don't have enough housing, right? And obviously, in order to fix something like this, like, we just need more housing, whether that be through, you know, like housing, like private developers, or opening up a public sector for housing.
Right. And look, I will always be for public housing. I think it's a great idea because it keeps the market competitive. Right now, I don't know if it's super possible in the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
A lot of people are resistant to this idea. It will come eventually.
Yeah. Let's actually talk about what is actually now happening in Monterey Park with...
Right. Where we're sitting right now in Monterey Park, there's an apartment complex that's being proposed on an old lot on a Marie Callender's that's struggling.
Yeah.
It doesn't see as much business as it used to get, and the entire lot that it's on has been bought out. And a developer wants to put in a mixed-use building on there. So mixed use means that it has commercial space on the bottom and apartments on top. Monterey Park is what a lot of people call NIMBY, which is not in my backyard. A lot of these people don't want a lot of change in their backyard. They pushed against the metro back in the early 2000s, which is why it goes through lower density parts of East LA. They pushed against new housing developments throughout the city and are actively pushing against things like bus lanes on their roads. This is very much in line with the population being a bit older in the city as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of single family homes. Monterey Park is also facing a housing crisis. If you didn't know. If you living in Monterey Park didn't know, the city's facing a housing crisis. Prices across the city are increasing. We're really doing that whole Beverly Hills of Chinese people thing real well here.
Yeah, except the vibe here is not Beverly Hills.
Except the vibe here isn't Beverly Hills.
The vibe here is like... it's not even Pasadena.
It's not.
You can't, like... Genuinely, the price does not justify the vibe of being here. Not to say that I don't like Monterey Park. I love
Monterey Park. And this is why I really think a lot of our friends here are misguided. I love Monterey Park so much, and I want this city to continue to be a center of culture for like the Asian population.
And also the Latino population, I think.
And
like,
also the Latino population.
We don't talk about the Latino population in Monterey Park enough because I know Monterey Park is known to be like an Asian center, but...
we have a large Hispanic population as well.
I know.
And so, okay, this is what I'm getting at. A lot of people that we know and a lot of people throughout the city of Los Angeles or a city of Monterey Park are opposing this new structure.
Yeah.
People point to Atlantic Times Square, which is another mixed-use apartment building that got built. But a lot don't understand why that structure failed and why this one is not the same. Atlantic Times Square, they're not apartment buildings, they're condos. These are homes that you have to buy to live there. You can't just rent it out. We're looking for true apartments in the city of Monterey Park that will allow people to rent on a yearly or monthly basis. This is something that I found really interesting when I was doing I did a little bit of research on more reasons why like having a wide range of housing types in a city is important. You know, single family homes are meant to be for like families, right? That's why it's called that, single family. Starter homes are for newlywed couples and people with like one child or two children who are just starting out in their life journey. Monterey Park doesn't really have starter homes at all.
Yeah, which is why a lot of our population skews older because people are not enticed to move into this neighborhood. Right.
And Monterey Park has very few apartment buildings. We have a couple dingbats throughout the city, which are these like single unit apartments with like parking below them. They're okay. They're not legal to build anymore though. And a lot of them are also being rented out to things like Airbnb, which is another crisis we're facing in the city. But that is to say, the reason why it's important that we have a mix of housing types is because people age out of their homes. Homes, while we would love the idea of living in a home forever, that's not the case.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like, if you don't have a mix of housing types, eventually your place just kind of becomes a retirement home. Like, your entire city kind of just becomes a retirement home.
Yeah.
Like,
and so...
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, okay. It's just, like, the life path of it all, right? Is, like, you were probably born and living in a single family home. You go to college, you can't afford your own single family home. And so because there are no apartments available in your city, you have to move out of your hometown. And maybe you move back in when you start your own family, but what happens when you get old? You can't live in a massive house alone your whole life.
Yeah.
Apartments are good for the elderly as well. And Monterey Park has a large elderly population. And it constantly feels like the city is letting them down by not investing in smaller homes. And it's just, I think it's something that we don't think about a lot, but it's really important. In America, a lot of in America, a lot of elderly people feel alone. It's a loneliness epidemic amongst the elderly because a lot of them live in large single-family homes in the suburbs because it's the most affordable place and it's where their kids decided to put them up because it's supposed to be safe there.
Yeah. But it's
an elderly person can't walk a mile to the store. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
Urban cores are actually better for older folk because it entices more community and more people to talk to, and things are more walkable for them.
Yes.
That's just, that's how it is, and that's how it's done in other places.
Yeah. Like, the suburbs are a good place to start a family because it's so secluded and because like, you might need a, like a nest, right?
Right.
Of like places. It's obvious. It's often like very protected because it's away from like whatever. But it's like, because it's so far removed from like the rest of the world, again, it's a good like safe haven for young children and people who are growing up.
But it can also be extremely isolating.
It is extremely isolating. Like, as someone who does live in a very suburban area, I don't have a lot of friends from where I'm from.
Right.
Right. Which is also partly because like I grew, went to school in like Monterey Park and Alhambra. Like, I have a lot of my friends here, but like from like where I live, I don't know a lot of people. I talk to my neighbors maybe like once or twice a year for Christmas and like New Year's, right? Like, I don't really make friends with the people who live around me, and I think part of it is just because like as a suburban neighborhood, we're just not encouraged to go out and see each other a lot. Like, in general.
Yeah, and okay, and we're gonna get off this Monterey Park tangent. I just have one more thing to say, is that Monterey Park is very well positioned. Monterey Park is a streetcar suburb, so many of it's actually a very urban place to live. We have a very logical street grid here, and we're very close to the urban core of Los Angeles. Like I said, we're closer to downtown Los Angeles
than the West Side.
And yet our connections to downtown are worse. And our connections to downtown are worse, our density is worse, and our car dependency is so much higher. And that is a real shame. Like, it truly really is a shame because there are so many elderly people in this city. We are such a hub of Asian culture in this city. People come to Monterey Park from all over the world because of the culture here.
Yeah.
And yet, we're not really doing it that good.
We are not.
People are more opposed to this apartment building, mixed-use apartment building getting built than a fifth fucking Starbucks on Atlantic. And it's just really disappointing to see.
Yeah.
Look, that is besides the point, though. We need to get back into LA.
We need to get back into LA.
So, we obviously very much for more density in housing. And, SB 79 just recently passed requiring upzoning around transit stops. The city is actively trying to push against it right now. The Bass administration is actively trying to get this to stop. And she sees this as a threat from Sacramento because against the city of Los Angeles. But it's not that. It's punishment because we're failing at meeting our housing goals.
Yeah.
Sacramento set housing goals for the entire state 10 years ago, and we are failing at meeting that demand.
Yeah.
Building has slowed under Karen Bass, and it will continue to slow.
Yeah.
And we are in a crisis. We are in a full-on crisis now. So that's why I think we should elect someone like NITHYA Raman or Ray Huang into office. The problem is, because the vote is split, one of them has to drop out.
Yeah, one of them does have to drop out. And it seems that NITHYA Raman is or NITHYA RAMAN is polling better than Ray Huang. Well,
yes, NITHYA RAMAN is polling much better than Ray Huang. She's also been on more debate stages than Ray Huang.
She has.
She also has the experience in the council.
Does. She has proximity to the mayoral office. She knows what is expected of that office.
Right.
Ray Huang, it seems, is an up-and-coming politician.
I think my opinion is that she should have run for a council district, a council member's district, because I think it would have been much more beneficial to her political career. And she could have come back maybe in 4 years to run for mayor. The thing is like we said before, the LA mayoral system works very differently than in other places.
Yeah.
The mayor still has a lot of power. She has the power to direct agencies to follow her goals, right? So obviously under Karen Bass, we see an increase in police funding, and we see more power being put into the police department because she's very much a pro-police kind of person.
Yeah.
And we see defunding of street programs and street safety programs, and her constant battle with Measure HLA, which would have created safer and better multimodal streets in the city of Los Angeles. We see her pushing against this. If we had someone who was more progressive and more pro-housing, we would see someone who put the resources into the right programs to actually solve these housing problems in the city. And then you have Spencer fucking Pratt.
Spencer Pratt is really only in this mayoral race for his own...
He is. By the way, he also recently signed a contract for a reality TV show following his run for mayor. Just to tell you what his real goals are here.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how he's going to solve the problems in the city of Los Angeles.
He doesn't have a solution.
He doesn't.
The only reason he wants to run, it seems, is because he has a personal vendetta against Karen Bass for allowing his home to burn in the Palisades.
Right.
Which is, you know, it's a valid concern, right? Obviously, many people without the means that Spencer Pratt has are upset at Karen Bass. These are people who, you know, historically are a little bit more wealthy, like people who live in the Palisades and people who live in like, I mean, I don't want to say Altadena because Altadena is like a historically black neighborhood.
Right.
I understand that, like, yeah, like they may be doing better than like other areas in the, like other places in the area or other cities in the area, but they are still, you know, like a middle class black neighborhood, which is like
strongly middle class.
Strongly middle class.
Right.
But like we're also talking about people, you know, like again, the Palisades. Right. And like I understand that these people have a little bit more than a lot of us, but like I still do feel for them, right? Because it is shitty, and obviously Karen Bass is at fault partially for what has happened.
And so this single voter problem that Spencer Pratt is targeting, I think really came into view during his debate with Karen Bass and NITHYA RAMAN. Is that every time he was pressed about the housing crisis and homelessness, he doesn't provide an actual solution. He just says, I'm going to clear out the homelessness. How the fuck are you going to do that?
Right.
His idea is probably to use police and to
like move them,
criminalize homeless people, or to kick them to other neighborhoods.
Which is not something that is, you know, one, sustainable, right? Obviously, this is not a sustainable practice. But two, it ignores the very pressing issue that even the homeless population is a huge part of Los Angeles. Right? Like, a huge part of Los Angeles is the homeless. Like, there's still people in this community. And as much as people, like, you know, I feel like people don't want to view homeless people as part of our community because it's like, it just doesn't feel right to them. It's like the homeless population makes up such a large part of like Los Angeles. Right. And like it would really be amiss to try to exclude them from this kind of conversation, to try to make an LA without homeless people. Because an LA without homeless people is just Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
It is just
and
the
I
West
think
Side.
like I think it's actively threatening to lower income communities because there are a lot of people in the city of Los Angeles right now, and this is why he's not going to win. This is why he's not polling good anywhere. There are so many people in the city of Los Angeles that are below the poverty line, that are very close to experiencing homelessness, who know that if they ever become homeless under Spencer Pratt's mayoralship, he will treat them as inhumanely as homeless people are being treated right now.
Yeah.
So that is a genuine worry. He doesn't provide a solution for cheaper housing. He does not at all. And so as much as there's a homeless crisis, the bigger issue that is actually facing the people of Los Angeles is affordability. Under the Trump administration, things are getting more expensive. LA, as much as I hate it, is still a car-dependent city. Yeah. Gas is getting more expensive. These are real problems that we're facing in the city, and yet he doesn't have a solution to affordability.
Yeah. People are several hundred miles away from homelessness in this city.
Yes. You are more likely, even as a middle-class person, you are more likely to become homeless than Spencer Pratt is. And that's just the truth. Even you living in a single-family home in the middle-class neighborhood is so much closer to homelessness than Spencer Pratt ever will be. Yeah. That is why he doesn't understand the threat that he is putting on other people. And it's why he won't win.
Yeah. Because he doesn't, again, he just he is not meeting this problem with empathy. Right. He is only running for the mayorship out of spite for Karen Bass. He wants to see Karen Bass out of office. He wants to be the one to replace her because he feels personally slighted by her actions, which again, I understand. But there are so many more productive ways to go about this than to run for mayorship out of spite. Because then what is he going to do for the next 4 years? Right? He has no real solution to these problems.
Run a reality TV show.
He's going to run a reality TV show about the LA mayorship, but he has no real solutions for this city. And that is why, obviously, he's not going to win. But there are people running in this race who we have discussed who do have real solutions. What we need now is for one of them to win.
Yes.
But for one of them to win, another has to drop out of the race.
I don't particularly think NITHYA is the best candidate ever. Like, I don't think in a vacuum, she's not the best candidate.
She's not a perfect candidate.
She's not a perfect candidate.
She may be the best candidate in this election.
Right.
But she's not a perfect candidate. And that is okay.
There are many things she can be criticized for. I think her handling of the Israel-Palestine conflict is not good. Yeah. I mean, she's very much believing that Israel is committing genocide. But she also still believes in this idea that Israel should have its right to exist, even as an ethno-state committing a genocide.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think she's the best. She's a perfect candidate. But right now, the city is in a fucking crisis.
Yeah. She is a good candidate for damage control, which is what this city sorely needs.
Right. We need someone who understands the system, who can drag us out of one of the largest deficits we've ever been in.
And so I suppose to put our pitch in the plainest terms possible,
Pitch and Shit supports NITHYA RAMAN for mayor.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess.
And we're also pitching Ray Huang. Please drop out.
Please, Ray Huang,
please.
Focus. We believe that you are a good candidate, but please
be an advocate.
Be an advocate.
Be a fucking advocate. Run for
city council.
Run for city council. Represent a district. Show us that you have the willpower to be a good representative in city council.
Yes, please.
There's so many neighborhoods right now that have NIMBY-ass, conservative-ass representatives.
Yes.
And
if you want to be the change that you say that you embody,
run against them. Primary them. Primary them, and you could get voted out. You could get voted into the council. And in maybe 4 or 8 years, we'll see you again.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a better position.
In a better position.
In a LA that is ready
for a progressive candidate.
Yes. Because we do need someone like Ray Huang eventually.
We do, eventually.
But Ray Huang is not damage control.
Yeah.
Right.
And then also city controller position. Please vote Kenneth Mejia. Yeah. He's just the GOAT.
He is just the GOAT.
He's just the GOAT. Our Filipino king. Yeah. That's it.
That is it.
That is it. That's the emergency pitch.
That is the emergency pitch. Please, Los Angeles, do the right thing. Vote for the right people, because we cannot have Karen Bass run here another term. And obviously Spencer Pratt is not going to win, but please do not vote for him.
He's not even on a radar anymore.
He really isn't, because Yeah.
All he's doing is providing an actual competition for like progressive ideas. His entire thing is keeping a progressive out of the runoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is a man doing in a woman's space?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
The mayoralship is a woman's place.
The LA mayorship is a woman's position, I hear. And what would a man be doing there?
Exactly.
This is Barbie Land.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for listening to our emergency pitch. This will be released as soon as it's done editing.
Yes.
We know that this is going to be a controversial one. There are many, many Ray Huang supporters who dislike NITHYA because they think she's too centrist.
Yeah.
And look, I agree.
We've already.
I agree. She is more centrist.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that the city of Los Angeles needs someone who understands the structure.
The city of Los Angeles also needs someone who will win. And unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit it,
Ray Huang doesn't have a chance right now.
Because centrist ideas will always be more appealing across the board than a fully radical leftist.
And it depends on how you frame it as well.
Okay. Yes, of course, 100%.
I think we need to wait. We need more time to cook.
LA's body needs to be ready.
LA's body's not ready yet. Yeah. She's almost there.
Yeah,
she's almost there.
She's not prepped yet.
Right. She's a little too tight still.
She's a little too tight. She needs more fiber. And that's what NITHYA is.
Yeah, fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening to this pitch.
Yes, thank you guys.
Remember to vote. This is also midterms year.
It is also midterms.
Vote in your primaries.
Make sure to vote.
Vote in your fucking primaries. Democracy is being threatened every day, so that's really important.
Yes.
We'll see you in a couple weeks for Pitch and Shit Season 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.